Today's May 19th. It's the Investitude podcast. And John, I've just started following Chelsea Manning. She just got out of prison.
I don't even know what to say about that, Andrew. I have no idea whatsoever.
Well, I think she's cute. No, I'm only kidding. I mean, if that's your thing. I mean, she had this picture they posted of her yesterday, and her top was open up, so you could almost see her man nipple. I know. Get that out of your head. I'm thinking that's a nice picture, and I'm thinking, who took that? And now somebody just tweeted her out, and she's like eating pizza, and she was drinking champagne, and I'm thinking to myself,
oh my
God, somebody's marketing this. I'm like, what are they going to sell next out of this? So I started following her just for the whole marketing aspect of it. She as long as she doesn't start drinking red wine, we're okay.
Okay. Wow.
Then you'll have competition.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if Coppola's going to have her doing any marketing for him, like you and I are doing for Francis Ford Coppola, and Sofia Coppola, and Gia Coppola, and Eleanor Coppola, the whole family. Love those guys. They are the best.
When's the first case arrive?
I don't know, but I know that, man. Talk about real people, too.
Yeah.
Not like your typical Hollywood version of what a, director is, or what a star and an Oscar-winning screenplay writer. I mean, his daughter, Sophia, couldn't have been a nicer person.
I know. You had dinner with her that
really
day.
Could not have been. Yeah. I mean, and this is, no one's paying me to say that. I'm just saying it because they're sweet people. And real, and I love their wine. So it's kind of a win-win, Andrew, as they say.
A good combination.
like doing business with people that are good people, and they are good people.
All right. Now,
Anywho,
I hear you did some business in China last night.
Yeah, that Alibaba.
China.
Yeah, that was actually yesterday. The day before. Stock was, let's say, 121-ish, and they came out with an earnings report that the revenue, in other words, the sales, were spectacular, blew through anybody's upside target for the sales. However, bottom line, not so good. The profits, and I suspect, Andrew, it's because of, their expansion into the cloud. I mean, this guy basically, whatever Jeff Bezos does, Jack Ma does. So Jack Ma is pushing them into the cloud in China. And he could end up, of course, providing that elsewhere as well. But Alibaba's into that. They're, an e-commerce site, and they are killing it. So I thought that the sell-off was overdone. Got down to 114 yesterday. I started buying stock at 115 and change, and then luckily got the opportunity. A bunch of calls came in at the 120, 125, 130 strikes out in June.
Activity.
I know they have an investor day. Yeah. On investor day, June 8th. And so I'm like, well, why are they buying all these calls? Probably because of that. And sure enough, yesterday it went into the black. Today it went deeper into the black after, a big $7 sell-off. Went deeper into the black. It traded through 125. So $11 off the low yesterday.
Nice.
And that dog will hunt. That is, we had a lot of people that listened to the podcast and/or that talked with us, Andrew, about, what we said on CNBC at halftime yesterday. And they jumped on it. Knock on wood. We had it, and it did well.
Hey, not to crap you out, but yesterday when I was watching halftime, there's an incident at Times Square. I'm like, we got somebody on the street. I'm like, look out the window. How far is that from the studio? It can't be that far.
Well, but we shoot in Englewood Cliffs, though.
No, with the NASDAQ.
And so do they.
When you're down the NASDAQ, though,
right?
Isn't that right there?
True. Yep, it is. And they were using, cameras, Times Square cameras, which are all over the place, of course, in Times Square. And that was terrible. It wasn't, I guess it's a domestic terrorist because this poor guy was hearing voices, and he's a guy that was not honorably discharged from the military, that's had demons, and he's got a couple DUIs and stuff like that. He's a troubled guy, and unfortunately that resulted in at least one person dying yesterday when he on purpose ran over people in Times Square. It's just terrible.
I'm surprised more people didn't get killed. Wow. Poor girl.
Well, he hurt 13 of them, and some 18-year-old girl from Michigan, I think. How terrible.
Anyway, so that was right near the NASDAQ, right? That was like a block.
Literally right there. The guy turned up and went north where you can't go, because if you've been to Times Square, folks, traffic only goes one direction, only goes south, because they closed any of the other. They made it a big walking area, like a walking mall. And they have some barriers, but he was able to get around them and drive up into the, so there's no doubt that when you saw where that car was, this wasn't like somebody swerved to avoid a pedestrian or had another bumping accident with another car. This was somebody did it on purpose. So
I know. I saw the video. They got videos of everything. They got like 10 different angles. It's crazy. Anyway, on to the next one. What are we doing else?
Let's see. Today we were buying Walmart, Andrew. They had good report yesterday. And Josh Brown, Reform Broker, and Kevin O'Leary were going at it yesterday because Kevin thought they way overpaid for Jet.com. And I'm actually on the page with Josh, not Kevin on this one, because Josh was saying that, hey, these are the guys, which you and I knew, these are the guys from Diapers.com that basically beat Amazon at their own game. If you're somebody that can beat Amazon at their own game, and you sell that, domain and that e-commerce site for a lot of money, and you go and create Jet.com, somebody's going to buy you, because it's not just a question of somebody building an e-commerce, with a couple programmers that's saying, yeah, we can program this neat site. It's not about that. It's about the logistics and being able to deliver it, and be able to make money on it when you deliver it, especially since so many of these sites, of course, have free shipping and so forth. So for you to be able to do that, you've got to be able to handle the logistics. I think Walmart was smart to buy Jet. Even if it didn't work, I think, it's a rounding error on, the world's biggest retailer's sales, Walmart, that is. So, yeah, they're lighting it up with e-commerce. Now, they're not, taking out Amazon yet, but I think this helps them survive and compete against Amazon in an Amazon world. And now Amazon's out there building logistics, which is more or less what Walmart has in. This will be, somebody was buying June 30 expiration. In other words, the end of the quarter. They're buying those end of the quarter calls at the 59.50 strike. And we've already made a nice little profit on those today. I'll probably hold them for a couple weeks.
And they're just like, they're a month out. So,
yeah.
If that. Well, I like Walmart, but I don't think I'm going to do the stock. That just doesn't move fast enough for me. Oh, no, I like what you're doing. I'm in a different trading style. I felt like flaming Ron and Sana today, but I held back. I was gonna say something like, I shorted the market because of you, and now I'm in the poorhouse. But I just didn't do it. Anyway.
Yeah, he knows it was a bad call, But
he's
Ron's a great journalist.
But he's the type of person that
he's not a market caller.
He was calling it the other day, or at least implying.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why I think, I say all the time to people that ask me and Pete, and you've heard us say it, people will say, well, John, if I wanted to get on TV and do what you and Pete do, what should I do? And one of the pieces of advice that we both always give is stick to what you know.
Yep. And actually do it.
I know what I know, and I know a lot of what I don't know. And, if the guys on the desk are having a good time talking macro about something that I have no interest in and don't really add anything to the conversation, I don't get paid by the word.
No.
You know what I mean? Some guys on TV act like they get paid by the word and they got to comment on every single thing. If they came to me on something I didn't know enough about, I'd tell them that. I'd say, well, I really have no dog in this hunt. I've got no exposure in the sector or whatever. That should tell everybody all they need to know about where I am with that. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. It just means, I know what I don't know. And unfortunately, too many people want to talk about things that they don't know. That's when they get in trouble.
All right. Well, you know what I know?
Just like those people, Andrew, that told us when I said, hey, we're in backwardation. We talked about that 2 days ago on the podcast. We're in backwardation. What is that? Spot is higher than the futures.
Yep.
People were telling me I was wrong. And I'm saying, I never said every month out that we're higher than the futures. I said the weekly futures were higher than the weeklies going out 5 weeks into the future. That's 5 different expirations. If you guys want to say I'm wrong about that, well, good luck to you. But I've been doing this longer than they have, I think. And it ended up being right. We traded through 12 today in the VIX, Andrew.
I know.
After being up at 1550. So who's right about backwardation and who's wrong about that?
Well, you know what I do know? I know that we're going into the weekend, and you got to get back to Chicago, and we need to end this and get online.
All right. Well, I sent you another one for your video clips, Andrew, in the of us heading from the airport to CNBC earlier today.
Okay.
So I know you already posted up a nice video of the plane and the car. I got another one for you. So
okay,
today or tomorrow, whatever, next week.
Follow us on Instagram.
It's evergreen.
Follow us on
go.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, we're the Dr. J on Instagram. The Dr. J.
And I'll put a link to it.
There you go. And remember, you can always send us some questions if you go to our YouTube site for Nigerian TV. Or if you go over to iTunes, we're putting the podcast out on both of those as well as other videos throughout the day. So subscribe, send us some questions. We'll try to answer them next week or the week after, whenever we can get around to it.